Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today's craft day, so I'm going to be making some candles. And I purchased this huge box of candle wax back before Christmas, and I haven't done anything with it. So I really wanted to make up some emergency candles to put in my emergency kit. And so I thought, well, I'll do that, and then I'll make some gifts for Christmas. I've got some mugs I didn't use at Christmas, so I can make some Christmas candles. In the fall, I'm going to be using this as part of a centerpiece for my table, so I want to make a real pretty candle in this. And it's just an old gravy pitcher I picked up at a thrift store. It's chipped, and I've glued it to the bottom of this, so I'll use that. I have these little teacups in my craft room that I haven't done anything with, so I thought, well, I'll make some candles. That'll be a nice little gift. And this was a freebie I got, and it's got a little crack in it, but I'm gonna glue this face down to make a nice candle. And yesterday when I was practicing, because this is new to me, I am not an experienced candle maker, but I do love to learn new things. So I had said I bought this pack of 16 little candle jars. I think I paid $6 for them with my coupon at Michael's. And so we're going to use these, and I made some lemon using the dehydrated lemons and rosemary candles. And then I made a coffee candle, put a few beans around the top, and then I put a key on here from my jewelry stash. Coffee is key to my life. So I'm just going to leave that in my kitchen. It's cute. But anyway, I've got all my supplies together today, so we'll start making some candles. And thanks for watching, and I hope you're like me. You just love to learn and do new things. So stay tuned and we'll get started. Okay, here is all my supplies I've got laid out on the counter. I've got bamboo skewers, I've got little jars, and I've collected jars from around the house that I wanted to fill and make candles with. I have my essential oils, and I have this big box of soy wax melts that came with 100 wicks, and I got this off of Amazon, and I think I paid around $37, but it is a huge box full of soy wax chips to make candles with. So I'll leave a link below on where you can find that on Amazon. But I'm going to make some pretty gifts for Christmas and some decorating things for my own home. And then here is the candles that I made yesterday, tied on some dehydrated lemon slices and rosemary. And so let's get started. Okay, the first step is to melt the soy wax, and it melts very easily. And I just had this old can, but I think when I put in another order in Amazon, I'm going to order that candle making pot that has the handle on it, but this works fine. And I'm just going to dump in about 2 cups of the soy wax bits, and then I'm going to take them over to the stove in a double boiler and melt this down. And it melts pretty quickly. Works great. Yesterday I was able to make those candles in no time. I have a old wooden spoon that I use specifically for soap making, and I'll use this end for stirring the wax. Then you've got to have your wicks ready, and this box came with 100 wicks. So, and I'll link that below on Amazon where to get that. But the best thing I found for holding the wick in place was I don't throw away anything, and I had saved these chopsticks from a takeout order, and that just works the best for putting your candle, holding that wick down in place while you pour the wax. So see how good that is? That works great. But if you don't have those, you can always take the skewers, tape them together, and make your own and slip that over. But you need something that's going to hold the wick in place. So I'm gonna go melt this wax, and then we'll decide what fragrance, how we want this to smell. Now, if you wanted to use color, I kind of like the opaque color, but if you want to put color, you could drop a crayon of whatever color you want in here to color it. So let me go get started melting this, and I'll bring you along. All right, here's my old pot that I've only used for crafting, soap making, whatever. So I'm going to drop that in there and just start the melting process. And it doesn't take long at all, and I just kind of move the wax around a little bit, push it down, and then it will quickly start to melt. You do not want water to get into your wax, so keep your water line low. Alright, you see I'm already can push it down quite a bit. Alright, I'll bring you back in just a minute when it's all melted. Okay, you can see that it has melted, and I can add some more wax chips to get the level higher in the can, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I added another cup. And like I said, it melts so quickly, and you don't want to bring it to a boil. You're just melting the wax. So I really think I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and order that candle making aluminum pot with the handle, because that would work so much better than this. So anyway, you can see for your eyes how quickly that this melts down. So let's move along to the next step, which will be mixing in the scent that you want, and then pouring it into our containers. Okay, I've got my wick secured in the bottom. I dropped a little bit of wax on the bottom of this wick, put some wax on here, and then I stuck it down in the jar. And then I've got it held in place with my chopsticks. And so now I'm going to add in some scent. So I think I'm going to make this one of my emergency candles, but I'm going to do the cedarwood and balsam, and I'm not sure exactly how many drops. I'm just going to do 20 of each one of these. Trying to kind of base it on how I do my soap. And I'm going to add some lemon, because lemon always smells good in the kitchen. Then we're going to give this a good stir. And I hope this smells like the ones that I buy at Christmas time. It does smell good. Mixing in all that essential oil, and then we're going to pour it in the jar. Now this is a canning jar. This is not a canning jar. It's just a regular jar, so I don't mind using it for candles. Canning jars are like gold right now, so a little piece of rosemary got in there. Let's get that out. Okay, so now I'm just going to take it and carefully, and this is where I need to buy that candle pot. Carefully pour this into the jar. Now this is going to go in my emergency stash for if the power goes out. I've got plenty of candles. Okay, so that's just a basic candle. Check my wick, make sure it's in place. It is. Let me bring you a little closer. So that's just a basic soy candle with some essential oil fragrance. Now let's move on to something more decorative. Okay, now for my teacup candles, I'm adding in a scent called Amber. I had ordered some scents instead of essential oils, This smells so good. I'm telling you, it's the best perfume smell I've ever smelt, and it's called Amber, and I'm not really sure where I remember ordering this from, but anyway, it's going to fit this cup perfectly. The little romantic teacup with a very romantic smell. So I've just added the drops in and given it a stir, and then I'm going to pour into the teacups. Now these can be gifts, or you can use them in your own home. I do have my bedroom I'm doing in like an English cottagecore. So one of these pretty little teacups is going to go on my dresser in my bedroom, and then the other two can be gifts for Christmas. So as you can see, I'm using the chopstick to hold the wick in place, and this will set up very quickly and make a very nice gift. Okay, this is the gravy boat that I was showing you earlier, and this time I'm having to use the skewers, and I just paste some tape on each end and then just slip it over the wicks, and it works the same as the chopsticks. So I'm placing it very carefully, and this time I'm going to put 2 wicks because it's such a wide gravy boat. I put 2 wicks in. And it has this little divider thing in the bottom that came with the wax and the melts. So since I'm going to be using this in the fall as part of a table decoration, I'm going to go with orange, cinnamon bark, and clove smell. And I think that will work great whenever I finish my centerpiece. So stay tuned in the fall to see how I decorate using this on my table. So I'm going to use the orange essential oils, and I think I put 2 dropperfuls to give it a good strong smell. And I order most of my essential oils online, the Now brand. They're not near as expensive as the other brands. And there is the cloves, which I love cloves. I love Christmas timing, the clove smell. It's my favorite. And then the cinnamon bark. And the cinnamon bark is a very strong scent. And I use that strictly alone in those red cups so that at Christmas time when it burns, you just get a nice cinnamon smell for Christmas. But you could also use peppermint essential oil in your candle if you wanted. So I'll probably be making more Christmas candles later on in the fall. So stay tuned for that. So again, I just give it a nice stir, blending all those great fall smells together, and then I'm going to fill up this gravy boat. And the can is hot, so you've got to be very careful. Make sure you don't have any small children around when you're working with this hot wax. And then I just pour it into the beautiful white gravy boat. Okay, so let me just show you some quick, clever ideas to add to the outside of your plain jars. I've taken some hemp cord that I bought at Walmart over in the jewelry craft making section. I just cut me a long piece and tied on the dehydrated lemon slices or dried lemon slices, and then just going to kind of tie it in a knot and then trim off the edges, and that's it. That's all you need. Could put a sprig of rosemary or a stick of cinnamon in there too. And for the other jar, I had some pins that I've cleaned out a jewelry box, and I thought, well, I could tie on a cord and just hang one of those pins that I don't ever wear from my jewelry box. So that's the idea, what I came up with this one. And there you can see all the beautiful candles that I was able to make in one afternoon. There's my cinnamon Christmas mugs. I can tie some greenery on that. My beautiful romantic teacups. And then I have my gravy boat, and these are the emergency candles that will go into my emergency preparedness kit. And these I can decorate too. So it was a great day. I hope you enjoy this, and maybe you'll try making some candles on your own. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave those in the comments below. Thank you so much, and have a very blessed day.